everyone's doing well. It's almost summer, which is pretty cool. And sun's out. That's nice. So, today I woke up and went for a walk in nature. I shot a video, a nature short, and I'm going to post it to this channel. It's nothing spectacular, it's very basic, but it's a good ambience. It's of some turtles sitting on a log in a pond. A little bit of chatter in the background of a family that was having a picnic or something similar. Not overly loud, so it's not a distraction in the video. I didn't have the best zoom on the turtles, but I do have basically the whole scene, the log, the pond, the trees, everything is in frame. And if you want to zoom in on the turtles, you can. I'm going to put that in the shorts shelf, whatever they call it here on YouTube. And I'm going to be filming more of these throughout the week, throughout the season of spring and throughout summer. Kind of go back to basics. I did at one point have a separate channel for similar videos, nature kind of videos and shorts, and I am in the mood to film these sort of videos, get back into nature and kind of just turn off my brain for a little bit and, observe the birds or turtles or whatever may be in the woods, and sometimes just the woods themselves, the trees swaying, a breeze through the grass. I can film that, put it on the channel, and all these kinds of things are obviously going to be soothing. It suits the channel, and I think people are either situated in the city and they don't see it. Maybe that's a reason why some people are attracted to those sorts of videos. Other people are too used to being on their phones, playing video games, maybe to take a second to declutter the mind, watch a nature video. It'd be more ideal to actually go into nature, but sometimes it might be good just to share different spots, maybe you're in another country and you haven't seen, this side of the world before. Whatever it may be, I am going to be posting those videos this week, and I hope people enjoy them. The last one that I did was, I don't think it was a week ago, I think it was only a few days ago, but it's got about 2,000 views on it now, which, if it was a full-length video, would be quite a bit, but I think that's around average for a YouTube short. But it still is good that I'm getting some traction on those, and the video in itself was actually quite good. Not, a Mona Lisa or anything, but it was a video of a beetle, and I always kind of stop and look at the larger beetles when I see them in the woods. They're not necessarily like a rare sight, but if you're in the woods every day, you'll see them, but perhaps not every single day. And it was a very large beetle, not quite the size of my thumb, but maybe up to the knuckle, like half of my thumb. It was quite a large beetle, so I posted that. If anyone wants to identify that, it would be interesting for me. I guess I could, Google it or reverse image the beetle to see myself, but I'm not overly invested in it. just if anyone wants to do it, it would be interesting is all. So yeah, these kind of little nothing videos of just kind of what I see in the woods. It definitely suits the kind of vibe of the channel that I'm trying to create here. I know some days where I'm not feeling exactly well, or I'm kind of feeling a little bit grumpy, or whatever the case may be. I might have a rant that's a little bit more on the gloomy side, but I'm trying to kind of keep a neutral, kind of almost, I don't know what the word would be, but very neutral type of channel where I'm just rambling, kind of nothing too particularly interesting, and I'm shooting videos in the woods that are something that someone's not overly invested in. Like it wouldn't, like if somebody were to watch like a lion documentary or something like this, they might be overly involved in the facts of learning about the lion, and it might be a distraction of relaxing. It might turn on a part of the brain that's unnecessary for relaxation or falling asleep. I can't always hit the mark of that. Sometimes I get into something that might be a bit more thought-provoking, but I try to keep it pretty neutral on the channel so far. So that was the beginning of my day, is I got out into the woods, and it wasn't too long of a walk. It wasn't a long walk at all, really. It was before breakfast, so I was still fasting from the night before. I didn't really have a lot of energy to be doing a long, 2-hour hike or whatever. It was slight inclines here and there, but it was mainly a pretty even-keeled, flat nature walk more than an actual hike on a mountain or anything like that. And I think it lasted for about 40 minutes, something like this. Maybe only half an hour. So it was a very slow start of the day. It was something where I just wanted to get my circadian rhythm started, have a little bit of, sunlight in my eyes, a little bit of forward motion, to get started, set myself right, and then I went to a breakfast place to have breakfast, and it was so busy. I went probably around noon, and it was during their lunch rush, and I went by myself, and I waited for a really long time, but I really didn't care too much. I kind of just turned my brain off, and I zoned out, and there was a newspaper I was reading on and off, and I was kind of looking at the walls, looking at their plaques about the restaurant, and the TV. They have their kind of infomercial about them cutting the potatoes or whatever, and to be honest, eavesdropping a little bit on the conversation next to me, because I was there by myself and I was waiting for a very long time. It was they warned me ahead of time that I would be waiting a while because it was so busy, and they only had one table left, but that's kind of what it was, and I wasn't too concerned about it, so I waited a long time to get my food. I ate my food, and the waitress came back and said just the bill, and then I was again waiting and waiting for the bill, but I wasn't mad about it. Just I have really nowhere to be. I have nothing to do. I'm really taking my time with everything throughout the day. I'm not really even thinking much. So, another 10 minutes go by and she didn't come back with the bill, maybe even 15 minutes, and she eventually comes back and says, don't worry about it, we've been really slow, really not slow, really busy today. I'm sorry. I couldn't I couldn't serve you fast or whatever. And I didn't order a lot of food. It was just a couple eggs and some hash browns. So they said just leave and like you don't have to pay today, basically. And I said thank you, and I just left. After that, I went to a grocery store. I bought some mints and some chewing gum. And then I drove home. And from home, I went to try a new gym. And the gym had a free week promotion online on my Instagram or my Facebook or something. I said, come and try a week for free. I went in, and if you're watching the video, not just listening, I apologize, it keeps going out of focus, but anyways, I went in, and they said that like the week wasn't actually free, and I had to pay, so they kind of, I don't know what exactly word or phrase I could use, like catfished me. It wasn't like a scam, because it was like a gym that was actually there. Like, it's not like they try to sell me a fake bridge or some kind of gold scam. But I went in, I said I'm here to try my free week, and they said, you know, I'll fill out this and la la la, and then at the end of it they pull out like a credit card machine, and it was like $80 it said to pay. And I guess like it's a week without the contract that you can train there for free, so quote unquote, but you have to pay $80, so it's not actually free. So pretty crazy, and I consider just walking out and not paying at all and just not working out at all and just, you know, like screw this. But I wanted to try the gym, so I paid the $80, and I didn't like the gym, so now I'm probably gonna go back once or twice. So it's like 3 times for like $80, and it was supposed to be a week for free. But I mean, that's just the way everything is right now. It seems like everything kind of is, people are getting like the shrinkflation, the inflation, all kinds of like the screws are getting tightened on people. I don't think people can get much more productive than what they are already doing. I think, you know, people are squeezed to the ends, and it's not, it's definitely not nice to kind of fake advertise, get people in, and then just kind of charge them money, but it is what it is. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, and she was, I was gonna say nice, but she actually wasn't nice, so I mean, that would be a lie. She was actually quite argumentative and pushy, and just like a salesman, really. Just, it kind of sucked. That whole part of the day actually sucked really bad, and I left the gym feeling like I don't even want to work out ever again, because it seems like the fitness industry is just a con, and you can work out outside. You could just go to a park and do pull-ups, or you could, you know, pick up like cycling or skateboarding, or do something else. You don't even need to go to the gym and pay money. I have weights at my house. Like right now I could do curls if I wanted to, so I mean, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, so to speak, and it didn't ruin my day, but it ruined, you know, my mindset for like an hour or so until I snapped back out of it. The rest of the day, I went for a walk. I brought my skateboard with me. I was going to do a little bit of skateboarding, but I didn't really, because I didn't eat too much today, and I kind of am low energy right now. But I went down for a walk and came back home. I had like a couple granola bars and some chocolate. Not the best diet right now, but I've just been kind of, I don't know with my diet. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go with that, because I kind of try different diets to be healthy, but they're not really ever fully healthy diets. They're kind of like halfway there, but not quite there. And I've been having kind of a stomach issue recently, so I need to look into that. I've been ginger drink that I've been making that has been somewhat helping support my gut. And I've been having collagen shakes, which apparently is supposed to help leaky gut, if that's the case, which I don't really necessarily know, even if it is. But that overall takes us to now pretty well. It's not nighttime, I just, shuttered the blinds, turned the lights off. I did the dishes in the laundry yesterday, so I'm ahead of the game, ready for work tomorrow. Work has become almost nonsensical at this point. There's no real money being made, and they keep leaning on me and tightening screws, adding work to things that weren't even in the job description. That's not unique to me. I think everybody who's a wage worker has the same story with that. And I've been there 6 years, and they just brought in a new middle manager like a month ago, and he's worse than the last one, who was already pretty bad, to be honest. So that is what it is. I'm not too happy to go in tomorrow. I don't think anyone is in this kind of type of work, but there are a lot of people who are pretty far ahead, and they are quite happy and fulfilled in their jobs, and they, right out of high school, worked hard, and they grind, and they strive, and they have ambition and whatever, and I don't want to tear them down. So a lot of them have carved themselves out a decent life that they've worked hard to obtain. I also worked hard, not quite as hard, and I put my efforts into jobs and hustles that were a bit more of a dead end than if I had just right out of high school decided to go to trade college and pick up electrical work and take an apprenticeship or something. I probably would be much better off right now. And I would have probably been less reliant on these expensive gyms as well, because I would have been getting exercise from the work. They would have been paying me to exercise, really. So I mean, hindsight is 20/20. You look back and you say you could have tried this, could have did that instead of doing this or going that way. And I guess it's technically not too late to do some of these things, but it's hard to predict the future and the economy and what's worth it to what you're going to be getting out of that. I mean, with university or with apprenticeship, you have to really lock in and dedicate 4 years of working, 50 plus hours a week to kind of get your wings to pursue whatever career you were doing. And I'm in my 30s now, and I'm not sure exactly where I can pivot to that would be relevant and worth my while. I think if I were to go into the trades, welding would be the quickest to make a decent amount of money, and it's in the back of my head, but I'm not quite there to pull the trigger on it. I don't know if I ever will. It's kind of one of many question marks I have in my overthinking head, and I'm not sure if I could even really pull it off if I tried. But right now I'm really kind of doubling down on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing the nature videos and putting my faith into this for a little bit. I think the third time around now, even more than that. I've tried different channels. But I'm going to wrap this video up in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It was a good start to the day. I got a free meal. The gym was a disappointment. I work tomorrow. Hopefully I get my car fixed soon, and then maybe go on a little bit of a day trip and see, my uncles or something. I need to be seeing my uncles more, my family more, social social stimulation. I can't talk right now. My brain is kind of fried right now, but so anyways, laundry's done, and I feel like I'm ready for the week next week. Time's flying. I have a laser appointment I'm going to be setting next month for a tattoo removal. I've been doing that off and on for like 10 years now, different ones. It takes a long time to remove them, and it's expensive. So I don't even know. I don't know why I'm even really doing it, but I am. So kind of is what it is. I've done like some crazy tattoos in my younger days. I had like a girlfriend that I dated on my chest and all kinds of like the kind of cliche mistakes, and I kind of knew they were mistakes when I was doing them, but I kind of wanted to be edgy and like I don't care kind of attitude, and you pay for it later on. But anyways, I hope everyone's doing well and taking care of yourselves, and I wish the best for everybody. And thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna post this video tonight with the other nature short. Check those out, and God bless everybody. Thank you.